A very good morning, students. I hope you guys are healthy and safe at your home. So before starting the chapter of 11th class that we'll be discussing, some basic concepts of chemistry, let me discuss what we actually have studied in the very last class. Let me have a quick recapitulation what we have studied. In the very previous class, we have studied some basic concepts of chemistry, like why we need to study chemistry, and then we have moved to our significant figures, and then we have moved to precision and accuracy and all these things. After that, we have studied Dalton's atomic theory and the laws of chemical combinations. All these terms we have discussed in our very last class. So now in this class, we will start with our new topic, that is atomic and molecular mass. So let's start what actually atomic and molecular mass is. See, in the last class, we have discussed that our all matter are made up of atoms and molecules. You have also studied this one in the 10th class or 9th class. So you know very well that since atom is very small, its atomic mass, its mass would be very small. And we know very well that in the last class we have studied uh, that all our atomic numbers have so many big values, like we have studied. That's why we have used our scientific notation n into 10 raised to power n. So now the point is what actually atomic mass is and how do we need to study that one. See, the atomic mass, as we have studied, it's basically the mass of an atom present in the whole matter. I would repeat again, the mass of an atom present in the whole matter. Now the point is, how do we need to study? How can we calculate our atomic mass? Basically, the atomic mass in previous years, or we can say before 1900s, 1960s, and the centuries, we have discussed our atomic mass as a comparable or with relative to a particular atom. So in the last centuries, we were discussing the hydrogen as the basic element, which has the atomic mass 1, and we need to compare that particular mass with all other elements. I would repeat it again, that if I use atomic mass equals to 1.008, which is the basic mass of hydrogen, this was used as the reference or the standard atom. Hydrogen was considered as the standard atom or the reference atom, which having atomic mass 1.008. And with respect to these particular atomic mass, we have considered our all atomic masses. But as we study chemistry, as we move on, as we have studied research, we have considered that the hydrogen was left and the new parameter was taken, which was 12th of carbon. That is carbon. You know very well the atomic number of carbon is 6 and atomic mass of carbon is 12. The carbon, it is taken as reference standard nowadays. Our atomic mass unit as it is exactly the mass of 1/12 of the carbon atom. I'm again repeating, our atomic mass unit is defined as 1/12 of the mass of 12 carbon atom. This is considered as our atomic mass unit, which has now been modified by only AU, that is atomic unit. And this particular term, 1 AMU equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 24 grams. You have to remember this one, 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 24 gram. So I'll put this here. Atomic mass unit equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 24 gram. Okay, that was it. This was all about atomic mass. So atomic mass is basically nothing. It's just a comparison or just a reference to all other elements. It's basically a numerical quantity which is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 24 gram. And how is it calculated? It is calculated by 1/12 of the mass of 12 carbon atom. Okay. Now let's move to our next topic, that is molecular mass. Students, I'm not feeling well, so please bear up with me. Might be my energy is not so high as it was in the previous classes. So please try to understand and focus on the class. Now the next topic is molecular mass. What is molecular mass? It's very important. See, as you have studied your atomic mass, which is equals to mass present of atom plus atomic mass unit, it is defined as 1/12 of the mass of the carbon 12 atom, and it has a basic numerical quantity that is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 24 gram. That was all about our atomic mass. Now, what actually is molecular mass? The name of molecular mass defines very clearly. It is basically the mass of a molecule containing all the atoms molecular mass is based on atom. So CH4 is a molecule which contains one carbon atom and four hydrogen atom. And now we have to calculate the molecular mass. So we can easily calculate by putting all the atomic masses of all the atoms present into it, and then we would sum up. After summing up, we would get our molecular mass. This particular term, I'm going to repeat this particular term that I'm explaining. This is very important in the numericals, which would you see in the last of this particular chapter. So let's have CH4. Now, you have studied in the last class or in some lower classes that all the atoms has atomic number as well as atomic mass. In the third chapter, you would study these particular things in a great consideration in details. You would get a periodic table where would you study which atom has which atomic mass or which atom has which atomic number. All right. Now I can explain. I think you know very well that our carbon has atomic mass of 6 and atomic number of 6 and atomic mass of 12. Same as it is our hydrogen with atomic number 1 and atomic mass 1. Okay. So our carbon has 12 plus 4 into 1, that is 16. The molecular mass of CH4 will be 16. I hope that's clear to you. This lower subscript denotes the atomic number, and the higher one denotes the atomic mass. I hope you have studied this one in your 10th class and 9th classes. So next, move to another example. We need to calculate molecular mass of water. Water has one oxygen atom with two hydrogen atoms. Now the oxygen has atomic number of 8 and atomic mass of 16. And hydrogen, we know very well, its atomic mass as well as atomic number both are equal to 1. So we would put it 2 into 1 plus 16. That is 2 plus 16 equals to 18. So the molecular mass of water would be 80. Okay, I hope you guys have cleared this one. This is the way how we can calculate our molecular mass. Don't worry, if you get numerical from this chapter, you would get the atomic mass of each atom. You have to just calculate and sum up. Okay, but you need to remember these basics like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Nitrogen has 14 and 7 and so on. Okay, so this was it. Next, we are going to move our another topic, which is known as mole concept and molecular mass. So let's move to our another topic, that is mole concept and molecular mass. What is mole concept and what is molecular mass? For studying this particular thing, I would describe it. See, as you use in your daily life, 1 dozen equals to 12. Like I'm having 1 dozen bananas, I'm having 12 bananas. Okay, if I'm taking 1 kg sugar, that means it is equal to 1000 gram sugar. Same as it is if I'm saying I am having 1 liter milk, that means it is equals to 1000 milliliter. So I need to refocus on this topic again, that as we have studied in our daily lives that there must be a particular unit to describe any kind of quantity, same as it is for describing our atoms, our molecules, the quantity of atoms and molecules, we need to have a particular unit which is defined as mole. I hope I'm clear. I'm again repeating. Just to describe the quantity of our atoms, molecules, we need to describe our mole concept. We need to consider a particular unit which is known as mole. So I would say the 1 mole, and you know very well class, as we have discussed, like if I'm having 1 liter, if I'm having 1 kg, so I need to explain that in all these terms, we have our basic terms, like we have our referred unit, just as we have used our 12 carbon in our last topic, which was atomic mass, is molar, the most as atomic atom, which is 12C, that is 12 carbon. In all the basic chemistry, we have taken carbon as our reference, as our standard atom. Okay, so if I would define 1 mole, I can define is 1 mole is exactly the number of moles of atoms. I'm sorry. 1 mole is amount of substance that contains as many particles as there are present in 12 gram of 12 carbon atom. I would repeat it and write it. 1 mole is the amount of substance that contains exactly atoms, or we can say exactly mass present in 12 gram of 12 carbon atom. This is defined as our mole. Mole is basically our numerical quantity. So as we move further, we would consider our number of moles present in a particular molecule or in a particular atom. This is just a definition to describe our reference or as our standard atom, that is 12 carbon. Hope you guys are clear about this. So if we need to calculate 1 mole value of our carbon, we would get 1 mole equals to 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23 gram per mole. This is known as 1 mole of carbon. This particular term is known as our Avogadro's constant, which you have to remember that an Avogadro constant is equals to 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. So not gram, it must be atom per meter. Okay, so till now we have two kinds of our constant which we must remember. First one is our 1 atomic mass unit, and second one is known as Avogadro constant, or we can denote it as Na equals to 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. Okay, this was all about this particular term. Now you have studied what actually mole is. Now can we define our molar mass? Yes, molar mass is equals to the mass present in the mole of a molecule. The mass present in the moles of a molecule. यानी एक molecule के अंदर जितने भी number of moles present हैं, the mass particular is defined as the molar mass. Okay. So next we move to our new topic, that is our percentage composition, which is very important. What is percentage composition and how we need to calculate that one? See, as the name defines percentage composition, that means we have to calculate the composition in the form of percentage. And what do you mean by composition? You know very well, composition means the constituents, the atoms, the molecules present in a particular mole, in a particular molecule, which type of atoms are present, and we need to calculate its percentage. We have to represent this one in percentage. So let's have a basic formula which defines our percentage composition. Mass percent of an element equals to mass of that atom divided by molecular mass into 100. This is how we can calculate our percentage composition. For calculating the percentage, we must need to multiply with it from 100. And as you have studied in your 5th or 6th class, when we need to calculate our percentage, what we have to do? We have to suppose and calculating the percentage of our final subjects, of our final marks. How can I do? We can do the total number of marks divided, the marks received divided by the total number of marks into 100. Same as it is, if we have to calculate mass percent of a particular atom, we must need the mass of that atom divided by the mass of the whole molecule. This is known as mass percentage. Okay, let's take an example. Let we have to calculate the mass percentage of oxygen in water. How can we calculate mass percentage of oxygen in water? Before for calculating this one, we must know the mass of oxygen divided by the molecular mass of water multiply 100. Okay, so we know how to calculate molecular mass. What molecular mass of 16 plus 2 into 1, that is equals to 18. So we must divide it by 18. And the mass of atom, that is oxygen, is 16 into 100. So this would be our mass percentage. And we would get the mass, so we multiply it. Okay, this is all about mass percentage. Now we would move our most important topic, that is empirical formula. Before calculating the empirical formula, first we need to know how can we calculate our formula. What is empirical formula and how we need to calculate that one. See, what is empirical formula and what is molecular formula? For defining these two terms, I can say that empirical formula and molecular formula are both represents the atoms present in a molecule. But the point is, the empirical formula just give a whole ratio. It just give us an idea about how many atoms could be present, how many atoms could be present in a particular ratio in that molecule. But if we need to describe our molecular formula, it exactly gives the number of molecules present in that particular mole. I would repeat that it gives the exact number of moles that are present in that particular molecule or in that particular compound, but it just gives us a whole ratio. It just gives us an idea. Now, class, you must have get an idea that what we have studied in our this particular topic in this particular class. First, we were trying to calculate our molecular mass from a molecular formula. Suppose I was saying CH4, you have to calculate mass with the help of this formula, like we are having carbon with 12 mass and with hydrogen 4. This was all about our molar mass with the help of molecular formula. Now you would give the percentage composition we have studied just in our previous topic, and you have to make it in this particular formula. That means it is just the reverse of our previous topic, and most important, because it must come in 2 to 3 marks, how we need to how we calculate the empirical formula or molecular formula. Okay, so let's have an example how to calculate empirical formula or molecular formula. The question is, we have to calculate both the empirical formula as well as molecular formula for the compound that contains 4.07% hydrogen, 24.27% carbon, 71.65% chlorine, and the molar mass of the compound is 98.96 gram. And we have to calculate both empirical formula as well as molecular formula. So let's understand how we need to calculate, how we can calculate with the help of percentage composition the exactly formula of that particular molecule. So let's start. The first point is, we have to convert this percentage composition into gram. We have to convert this percentage composition into the mass. So let's know how to do this particular thing. 4.07% hydrogen, 24.27% carbon, 71.65% protein. So let we have that this particular compound contains 100 gram of this compound which has hydrogen as well as carbon as well as chlorine. Okay, we are just assuming ourselves that this particular compound, this particular molecule contains hydrogen, carbon as well as chlorine in 100 gram. Okay, if we are considering our 100 gram as a total whole scenario, then what would we get? That the mass of hydrogen would be 4.07 gram from 100 gram. I hope I'm clear about this particular point. Mass of carbon, that would be 24.27 gram. Mass of chlorine, that would be 71.65 gram. Okay, and if we need to sum up these all three quantities, 71, 24 and 4, what would we get? We get 100 gram. Okay, so we have done very well. There should be no problem in this particular point. Just with the help of percentage composition, from 100 grams we have converted them into grams. This is our first step. Okay, now for the second step we have to calculate a particular formula, that is how can we calculate the number of moles. See class, if we need to describe our molecular formula, what we must have, we must have that how many number of moles present in that particular molecule. Okay, so if we need to calculate the number of moles, there is a basic formula of number of moles is over molar mass. Now, what do you mean by mass over molar mass? See, if you're having hydrogen, the given mass is 4.07 gram, which is given to you in the numerical. Okay, the molar mass would be of hydrogen is 1. In the last section, we have discussed that our hydrogen has 1, carbon has 12, and chlorine has 35. 17 with atomic number and 35 with atomic mass. Class, this is very important topic. You must understand how we can solve this particular numerical and we can get our empirical formula as well as molecular. Okay. So we have just done our formula. For the number of moles of hydrogen, given mass is 4.07 gram. Molar mass is 1. Same as it is. Should I rub this? Same as it is for number of moles of hydrogen, we have got 4.07 divided by 1. For number of moles of carbon, it must be 24.27 divided by this particular. And lastly, we are having number of moles of chlorine, that must be equals to 71.6 and we having that present in that particular molecule. We have a fixed number of moles. Okay, so we can know numbers with points or decimals. We need to take an approximate quantity with a whole number, with a complete number. Okay, so we are having 4, 2 and 2. Now the next step is we would take the lowest number from all these 3 numbers, or if we are having 4 molecules, 4 atoms, 5 atoms, from all these we have to take a particular number which is the lowest. Now in this molecule we have 2 as the lowest number. So what would we do? We would take the lowest number of mole equals to 2. Now for calculating empirical formula, I have already told you that it just tells us about a whole ratio. It just tells about us a ratio, that in which particular ratio our atoms are present in that particular molecule. Okay, so what would we do? We would divide all these 3 numbers with the lowest number of moles, that is 2. So for number of moles of hydrogen, we would get 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. For carbon, 2 divided by 2 equals to 1. For chlorine, 2 divided by 2 equals to 1. Okay, so we have taken 2, 1 and 1. Now this is it. This tells us about the empirical formula. The empirical formula just have given us a ratio, an idea about how the atoms are arranged in this particular molecule. Okay. So we are having hydrogen with 2, carbon with 1 and chlorine with 1, 2. Let's rub this whole equation. So carbon, hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen, what would we get? 2. Carbon, 1. Chlorine, 1. So this is our empirical formula. It just tells us that our hydrogen, carbon and chlorine are present in 2:1:1. But this is not our molecular formula. This was all about how we can calculate our empirical formula. I hope I'm clear with this. Empirical formula just have given us a ratio, that in which ratio our hydrogen, carbon and chlorine are present. But if we need to calculate our molecular formula, we must know that how many number of moles of atoms of hydrogen, carbon and chlorine are present in this particular molecule. Okay. So this is our empirical formula. The molecular formula could be either, suppose it is 4 C2H4Cl2, any kind of this in the ratio of this, or we are having CHCl, suppose 3,6,3. I mean to say that the number of moles of these atoms are present in this ratio. This is not exactly our molecular formula. Now, if we need to calculate our molecular formula, we must have a last step, which is need to calculate our molecular formula. So how we can calculate our molecular formula? The last step, we are left with our molecular formula. For calculating our molecular formula, we must need a ratio of our molar mass with empirical mass. We have to calculate our N, which the N defines, molar mass divided by empirical formula mass. Now the molar mass would always be given to you in the statement of that particular numerical. In this numerical, the molar mass is equals to 98.96 gram, which is given to you. So 98.96. Now, how we need to calculate our empirical formula mass? See, for calculating our empirical formula mass, we have just a basic, rough idea of our carbon, hydrogen, and chlorine. Carbon, hydrogen, chlorine. We have carbon as 1, hydrogen as 2, and chlorine as 1. Okay. So, for calculating our empirical formula mass, we are having carbon with 1. So what would we do? 1 into 12. What is 12? The atomic mass. Same as it is hydrogen, 2 multiply 1. Same as it is chlorine, 1 into 35. And if we would sum up these all three numbers after calculating, what would we get? We get almost 35, 49, I think. Yes, almost 49. So N equals to 98.96, which is given to you, divided by 49. If we just divide this 49 with 98, what will we get? Approximately 2. So with 2, we would calculate our this ratio, hydrogen 1 to 1. This ratio we would calculate with the number N, and we would get our molecular formula. So molecular formula is by calculating n into empirical formula. And n is 2, empirical formula is C1H2Cl. So we would multiply 2. Oh, it's not visible. Molecular formula equals to n into empirical formula. N is our 2, which we have just calculated, and our empirical formula is C1H2Cl. So what would we get? C2H4Cl2. That means with this one, we would calculate 2. With hydrogen 2, we would calculate 2. That would get C2H4Cl2. This is our molecular formula. This is our molecular formula of the compound which contains 4.07% hydrogen, 24.27% carbon, 71.65% chlorine, and the molar mass is 98.96 gram. This is our molecular formula and this is our empirical formula. This was the numerical, which is very important. It must come within 2 to 3 marks, and that was all about our chapter first, in which we have total 5 to 6 marks. 2 to 3 marks would be given from you the topic, which is the number of significant figures, which we have discussed in our last class, how to calculate our number of significant figures. And for 2 to 3 marks, either we have this particular question, or how can we calculate the next topic, how can we calculate our stoichiometric coefficient, which we will study in our next class. Okay. So this was all about me. If we have any kind of doubt, he or she can please ask me. Sir, can we have our students unmuted, please?